I just can't believe this is happening. I'm such a longtime fan of the franchise. And
Cool.
the new Scream is falling, right around the 25th anniversary. And we're going back to Stu's house. I just have to know, stepping onto that set, was there a memory that came flooding back from making the first Scream as soon as you were in Stu's house again, Nev?
Just shooting that final sequence, which took us about 3 weeks, because it was a long sequence and complex and wonderful, and those actors, Matt and Skeet and everybody involved were just so phenomenal that it really brought me straight back to that time in Santa Rosa, California, which was a very, very special time for all of us and obviously meant a lot to our lives.
What's it called? The longest night in horror history? Didn't you get like t-shirts or something? I don't know. I read so much trivia about Scream.
That's great.
There is so much great trivia. Like looking back, I always read all the casting stuff because there's so many different like alternate timelines of what Scream almost was. Was there ever a version where you almost played a different character within Scream?
Not for me, no.
Originally, they wanted me to like look at some of the other characters in the film. But I told Wes, I really love the role of Dewey. I think I could bring something different to it. And he was like, that's very interesting. And then luckily I got cast and changed my life.
Is the Billy Loomis thing true? Like they wanted you to look at Billy Loomis?
It wasn't really just necessarily Billy Loomis. It was just like, look at all the younger roles, like one of the kids in high school. And I was like, I felt like I was older than them, even though I'm probably close to the same age.
Well, you chose right because Dewey is one of my faves, and I am handling the Dewey Gale split worse than any split that's ever happened. How did you feel when you initially found out they weren't together anymore? Did you take issue with it? Did it make sense to you? How did you feel?
There were other elements that I was kind of like, well, it didn't feel like Dewey, but I thought it was really interesting that, a character in a film, his life didn't work out the way he sort of expected. And I think that was an interesting place to start.
So we're somewhere in sequel reboot territory. All will be revealed, but I'm just curious as a fan, do you feel like there are more stories to be told in Woodsboro? Do you see this as the final time the Legacy cast will face Ghostface, or do we not know at this point?
It would seem there's always more stories to be told in Woodsboro, and there is a taste for it. So I think if people love this one, I would imagine there will be an appetite, and we, of course, would all love to be a part of it.
Ghostface is such an iconic horror character.
Definitely.
He should be given a throw.
I want to ask, because we see Sydney jogging along. She's pushing a stroller. This is in the trailer. And then we see you wearing a ring. I'm obviously Easter egging everything in this trailer. Do you know who Sydney marries?
Well, I believe I say Mark.
So it's Kincaid then.
Yeah. Someone just told me that yesterday. I didn't realize it when I was saying it.
It's not Mark McGrath.
Mark.
Oh, Mark. Oh.
I don't think it's Mark McGrath.
You know what's so funny is I played Patrick's sister in Grey's Anatomy. After.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So kind of weird.
That's interesting.
Married.
I love that. The fans are happy with that.
Yeah.